So we have been looking at equations that are in a certain form, right? They've all been y equals something x and then plus or minus something at the back. That form shows up so much and is so important that it has a special name. It is called slope-intercept form. Okay, so the y and the x, those are points on the line. We plugged in x values, we found y values. The m, that's the number in front of x. That is the slope of the line. Okay, so think mountain. M for mountain. M is the abbreviation for slope. And B, that's the number out here by itself at the back. That is the y-intercept of the line. Okay, so I wonder why this is called slope-intercept form. Well, that's because it gives us two pieces of information. It gives us the slope and it gives us the y-intercept. Okay, so let's look at these two equations here. We've done this already in class, but if I'm given y equals negative 3/4 x plus 5, what is the slope of that equation? Well, we find x, we look in front, and we get negative 3/4. Okay, if I want the y-intercept, I look at the number by itself. It's usually at the back, and my y-intercept is 5. Okay, so here's the equation y equals 1/2 x minus 2. Why don't you tell me the slope of this line? You should have gotten that the slope was 1/2, right? Now, what is the y-intercept of this line? The y-intercept of this line is negative 2. If there's a minus sign in front of the number, don't forget it. It matters. It's important. So the y-intercept is negative 2. So our real goal today is to be able to graph a line when it's in slope-intercept form. Okay, so here's y equals 1/2 x plus 3. We've done this just a little in class, but now we're going to make it official. Okay, so here's your steps. Fill in the blanks as we go, and then do the graph on your paper. Okay, so the first thing to do is to identify the slope, and remember, m is the abbreviation for slope, and also identify the y-intercept. And the abbreviation for the y-intercept is b. Okay, so I look at this line. The slope is the number in front of x, so the slope is 1/2, and the y-intercept is 3. Okay, so we've identified those two things. The next thing we do is we plot b, that's the y-intercept, on the y-axis. We've done this. This is like the initial value, right? We plot b on the y-axis. So we take this 3, we go up 3, and we put a dot on the y-axis. That's our y-intercept. Okay? So we have 1 point, but to get a line, we need at least 2 points. And Miss Gibbs likes to have 3 points. Okay? So starting at B, so you're going to put your pencil at B. You're going to use the slope to find at least 2 more points, okay? And to do that, you're going to use change in y over change in x, right? So my slope here is 1/2. So my change in y is 1 and my change in x is 2. So I'm going to go to the 3. My change in y is 1, so I'm going to go up 1. And my change in x is a positive 2. That's right. So I'm going to go right 2, and I'm going to put another point. I want you to do it again. I want to have at least 3 points. So I'm going to go up 1, and I'm going to go right 2 because both of those numbers are positive. And now I have 1, 2, 3 points. And then the last step is to draw a line through the points. So I'm going to come over here, and this does not work well with this pen. So it's not going to be a great line. Yours will be better than mine. And a line has arrows. A line goes forever. We've only put a few points on this line. Make sure you put arrows on the line to show that it goes forever and ever. Okay, so let's do a couple more. we need to first identify m and b. So in y equals 2x minus 2, tell me what the slope is. The slope of the line is 2, right? That's the number in front of x. All right, next I want you to look and I want you to tell me what b is. What's the y-intercept of this line? And it is -2, okay? So the next step is to plot b, plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. And remember, the y-axis is always the up and down one. So I'm going to go to -2, and I'm going to put a dot. Now, I need slope, and I need it to be the change in y over the change in x. Well, I have a whole number. How do I turn a whole number into a fraction? I put it over 1. Okay, so this says my change in y, that's up and down, is 2. My change in x is 1. So I'm going to go up 2 and over 1, and I'm going to put another point, and then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go up 2 and over 1 and put another point. So I have 3 points here. I'm going to draw a line through them. Your line is going to look so much better than mine, and I'm going to put arrows on the end. Okay? All right, let's do another one. So here is y equals -3/4 x plus 1. What is the slope of this line? It's -3/4, right? Okay. What is the y-intercept of this line? It's 1. Okay. So what's the next thing we do? After I identify m and b, look at your steps, tell me what we do next. We put B on the y-axis. So I'm going to go up 1, and I'm going to put a point on the y-axis at 1. And then we have to use the slope to find more points, right? So let's do change in y over change in x up here by my -3/4. I'm going to start at B, and I'm going to go down 3 because it's negative. 1, 2, 3. But right 4 because the 4 is positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see if I can do it again. Can I go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I have 3 points. I'm going to draw a line. I wish there was an easier way to do this with this pen. And that's my line. Okay, notice it has negative slope. My line has negative slope. It's going down. Okay, last one. Y equals -3x. What is the slope of this line? The slope is -3, right? Okay, what is the y-intercept of this line? Well, remember, I'm not adding anything out here, right? So this is plus 0, so my y-intercept is 0. Okay, what's my next step? What do I do first to graph? I'm going to plot B on the y-axis. So what is a y-intercept of 0? A y-intercept of 0 is the origin, right? So there's my first point. Okay, now I need to use the slope to find more points. So I'm going to go -3 over 1 because remember I need a change in y and a change in x. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to go right 1 because the 1 is positive. And then I'm going to go down 3 again and right 1. And then when I attempt to draw the line through those points, it looks like that. Notice it has negative slope, right? Slope is -3, so it should be going down. Always check and make sure your line has the proper slope. Okay? All right. Well, you are ready to do some practice now.